Elizabeth Russell writes, "Hi AMC, right to my question. With all the trouble DC seems to be having with getting a Justice League movie to the big screen, can someone explain to me why they didn't just build off of The Dark Knight to launch into Justice League? I mean, DC had a really successful and popular Batman franchise going. It only seems logical to launch into JL from that. Why did they kill it and start over again?"
You know, we get this question asked a lot, and it's a really a fair question. I mean, if you're having trouble launching Justice League, you've got a successful DC franchise, why not just go from there instead of rebooting Batman? And the simple answer to that is this. Christopher Nolan never intended or wanted Batman to be his Batman to be interacting with anything else in the DC universe. He wanted his Batman, and he created his Batman to exist and be what he was in a very quote-unquote real world. No magic, no aliens, no superpowers. That Christopher Nolan was really dead set on that, and he created his character as such. And when you really think about it, could the Christian Bale Batman fight anybody in the DC universe? I mean, he had a hard time because this is part of the brilliance of the Nolan films. He had to physically fight as a man against all these other guys. He got his butt whipped by Bane, a very mortal Bane, not the comic book Bane that we're so used to seeing. It just wouldn't have fit well. Christopher Nolan was very clear. No magic, no superpowers, no mysticism, nothing in these Batman movies. It's a real world Batman, and it's a very finite Batman. It has a start, it has its end, and that's where they wanted to finish it. And that's why I think they respected the decision. Plus, it would have been a bad move to try to take that Batman they created and introduce him to aliens and superpowers and things. Wouldn't have felt right to me. Start with a new Batman in a world of an alien from another planet and superpowers, and then you can go from there. Anyway, Dennis, how'd you see it?
Yeah, I think it's what you're saying. Plus, they don't want to piss off Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, I mean, they still want to be in the Christopher Nolan business.
Yeah, they want to work with him, and they wanted his help on Man of Steel. You know, how much he was involved or not, he at least lent his name, which lent more credibility to it. So they didn't want to piss him off, and they figured we're going to start this universe. Might as well start it anew and do things differently. So I think that had a lot to do with it.
Snap.
Yeah, I mean, the Christopher Nolan 3 movies, they all weave together. It's a beginning, middle, and end. And it's a great story. I mean, you know, I've said I don't like the third one as much, but it's a really great superhero trilogy. And you know, there's no magic. There's certain things like, you know, Batman's flying around with his wings, but they're able to lend it all by technology, or the Scarecrow was a scientist, so he created this fear gas, and those things are, you know, not exactly real, but they're not exactly not real either. So yeah, I'm happy that it's not part of that universe, because it would also kind of ruin if they made that part, like Superman, a bunch of weird aliens coming in, and Wonder Woman as part of the Dark Knight trilogy expansion pack. I think they would eventually, you know, kind of, it was sour like the realness that was so great about Heath Ledger's Joker. They put him in the real world, and how scary that character can be. You don't need a dude flying around. I'm from another planet in that world. So.
Aaron?
Yep, I agree with everything you guys have said, and simply put, if Christian Bale's not going to be Batman, let's take this opportunity to establish a new Batman and reintroduce that character and that actor into the world that we're creating from here on out. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news, and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.